So let's talk about the impetus of this feud, this issue between. You won't even say his name. You won't even say. I know you like to call him another name.
I got a different name for him.
Yes,
so.
but you won't say. You won't call him Paul. You hate him that much.
Paul.
That's right.
There you go.
You know, my friend who I think you know, the great UK journalist Shamat Karsandhu, sent me a picture just right before the show of you two together. I think in 2015.
Yeah.
You seemed like you were boys. You seemed like you were cool. Where did it all start? How did it all start between you two?
Yeah, well, you know, as you say, you know, there's probably going to be a few pictures of us knocking around in that fashion. And we were cordial. You know, Paula has actually said before that we weren't friends. He wasn't a person that I would call up and stuff away from the mixed martial arts. But anytime we were together having to do anything, there was no problems. In my eyes, there were no problems. We've done multiple interviews together where we're both sat there and people ask that question. They're like, oh, you know, what would happen if you two fight? And he would near enough say the same thing that I would say, like, you know, I'm not chasing the fight. If it happens, you know, may the best man win kind of thing. And that's it. And after one of his victories, he landed a really nice jump knee. I think he was doing an interview and mentions me in just a very different light to what he had been saying before. And it was along the lines of I'm Mayweather. I'm the bigger guy. I'm the better fighter. He's not on my level. He's Adrian Broner, and it was just very belittling. And I just felt unnecessary, especially when I wasn't present to be able to say anything back. We're MMA fighters, so we're like, cool. Let's just settle it in the cage. I'm very good at the social media side and started trying to force the fight a little bit because it felt like he didn't really want to have that fight. I kept pushing. And for me, he really just didn't like, especially the way I was kind of hitting him up online. He didn't like that, and it just kind of grew the feud between us.
Okay, so in your mind, he started it.
No, 100%.
With that comment, like nothing happened behind the scenes to lead to that comment.
No, it wasn't. It's not from. Doesn't derive from anything massive.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy happened in the background. It was just that comment, and I actually wanted to. When I heard it, I saw it in a written article, and then I thought everyone was like, "Oh, did you hear what he said?" I was like, "Look, when I see him next, I'll ask him like, what was that about?" But then I saw a video, and I was like, there's nothing for us to talk about. No problem. Let's make it happen.
And then, so that's probably off the top of my head, I'm going to guess like 2.5 or so years ago, maybe even more, right? This has been going on for a while.
I'd probably say just
like 2 years ago.
About 2 years ago.
I think was it after the win over Brendan Ward?
Yes.
When he knocked him out. Okay.
Yes,
so a little over 2 years ago. And then we get to the Rory McDonald fight.
Yeah.
And he loses that fight.
Yeah.
But then it seems like it reached a whole different level. Because this happened. I do think that we have the footage of it. It's coming here any moment. So here's Paul talking after that fight, and there's you, as you can see.
Chilling, looking amazing, obviously.
And he's walking back. What happens here? What's going on?
He decided to make a bigger deal of. I actually don't know why he actually made that decision to do that. In my opinion, Paul's a very childish person, a very impulsive person. Look at his history. He's been kicked off the UFC before through that very same impulsive action, and especially when he loses. So he's almost like he's a very sore loser. Even now, my coach is like, you know, after the fight, all goes to plan. You have to stay on your guard. The fight's not over because the bell's done. He's that kind of person that it may continue, it may spill over. So you have to be on your A game. It's not a shaking hands thing afterwards. It's not like, yeah, oh, well done, or, you know, congrats, or, you know, good fight. You have to be on your A game the whole time, and that's because of his personality. And it's exactly the same there. He came out of the cage. He's mentioned that you know, he saw me talking trash on the outside, but you see the video. I wasn't saying anything. You know, the camera cut to me after he started saying what he was saying. And that's exactly what I was doing. I was just walking up and down, like, cool. Again, you got me stuck because I can't respond. You're the one in the cage. You're the one with the mic. There's no point me saying anything. Then he decided to come out and do that, and it seemed pathetic to me. And I didn't even make a move because I got to run for 100 people to do it. It seems fake.
Right.
Now, anytime we've been sat together, and this is after he hasn't even tried to look in my direction in the wrong way or be as abrasive as the way he was. So I just find it fake.
The whole thing.
From his point of view, again, he just tries to big himself up to be something that he's just
when the
not.
lights are on.
When the lights are on, yeah. And again, when the lights are on is when he probably gets the most embarrassed, and that's why he acts out.
Ah, interesting. And so you've actually been with him behind the scenes, no cameras, and there's nothing going on.
Well, there's tension there.
There's no bravado.
But he doesn't act out. He's not saying anything.
Okay.
But that's because there's nobody between me and you right now.
Right.
So if you want to make it happen, we can make it happen.
And what's he saying to you there? Do you even remember? Like it looked like he was saying something.
With the crowd?
Yeah.
In honesty, you don't even see me in the picture because I was that far away.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. It seemed like a very unnecessary move. And I've mentioned it before, but there's 2 exits to the cage. He had already spotted where I was, and he left at the furthest exit instead of coming. If he came out the opposite way, I would have been literally, like, say, 10 people away from him.
Interesting.
And he went out the furthest exit to then do all of that. I just felt it, again, it's just, I stood there the whole time. I just found it funny. And that was it.